Hello, WWE, worldwide entrepreneurs. How are you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. We're live, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Hope everybody's doing great. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Got to check the logistics here. Make sure that we are on the airwaves here. Okay. Phyllis, great seeing you. Okay. What's up, George? What's up, Marilyn? Rick, good to see you. DJ, okay. Margarita, all right. Charles, Pearl Bar, what's up, you guys? Great seeing you. It's always great to hang out with you here. I'm back at our studios here, so happy to, finally back and streaming from my home location. You guys been good, loud and clear. Rick says, okay, great. What's up? Okay, so this is our Monday night 4% Entrepreneur Show. This is where we're talking about ideas, we're talking about things that hopefully add value to your life, to your business, to whatever it is that you're doing. My intention is to discuss things, different topics that are related to helping you, all of us here together, rise up, become better at what we do, improve our lives first and foremost, improve your business, improve what it is that you're doing, get you thinking maybe a little bit differently, maybe give you that one seed of thought for you to ponder on, and hopefully that seed can grow into something beautiful if you nurture it, just ponder it. This show is for you, for entrepreneurs, for all of us. And I want this to be more of a two-way communication here. If you guys can communicate with me here. If you are on 4percent.com/live, this is where we hang out. This is where I can see your comments. Okay, and so we're going to talk about money today. Anybody want to talk about money? I want to talk about money from a perspective that's a little bit different today. A little bit different than what you might have heard, other people talk about, maybe from what we have been conditioned to look at. When it comes to how do we get more money? How many of you guys want to get more money in your life? Okay, how many of you guys want to get genuinely? You want to get more money in your life? I mean, who wouldn't, Rick, Vic? Right? Crazy question. What kind of question is that, dude? Everybody wants to get more money. Money is good, says Al. Yes, money is good. I think money is important. There's this misconception, this fallacy that's going on, psychological myths, right? That a lot of us have, even though sometimes we might not truly see it, but it's there. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you know anybody who has some psychological myths when it comes to money, and they don't think that they have these myths, but deep down in their subconscious mind, somewhere deep down there, it's got ingrained, it's got programmed that somehow money is not as important. Money is not everything. Money is not good. Like having little money is like a virtue, like being poor is almost like it's a virtue, being poor. And probably not your fault. If you have that, and the biggest, here's what I want to talk to you about how do you create 100,000 plus income doing whatever it is that you're doing. Right, DJ? DJ says money is a good thing. Yeah. Some think money is evil. What other crazy ideas or ideologies have you heard about money? Drop them in here. Drop them in the comments. I want to hear some of these things from you guys. If they don't want money, they can just send them my way. Phyllis says that's smart thinking. All right. Margarita says nothing good in being poor. Right. You want to be very, very careful to make sure, because here's what I found is that even though a lot of entrepreneurs say that, this is not me, I don't fall into that category of thinking, I am entrepreneurial, I'm okay with money, money is my friend, somewhere deep down in their subconscious, consciously they think they figured it out. But the thing that holds a lot of people, I'm telling you guys, so many people are being held back because of the deep embedded psychological belief that is messed up about money. I had that for a long time. Environment, community, family, friends, people that you hang out with, right? So we've got to be very, very mindful. Where do we hang out? Advice that we take, people that we listen to, messages that we allow, all that stuff is. Have you ever have you ever had a dream and you're like, dude, where did that dream come from? Like, where do these things come from? Anybody ever wondered that? I actually did. You know, like, where did some of these crazy dreams come from, right? Well, you know, some studies show that, you know, and obviously this whole business of dreams, right? This is not the topic we're going to talk about today, but it's weird because studies show that sometimes you have a dream from something that has been sitting in your subconscious mind like 5 years ago. You know what I mean? And that thing just somehow got triggered subconsciously. You didn't think about that thing, and then boom, you experience a dream that's like weird. You're like, dude, where did that come from? But when you actually dig back and really, you know, backtrack, sometimes you can go back 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, and you can find out how that little thing, that little seed got into your subconscious, and now, you know, it kind of manifested in the form of a dream. You know what I'm talking about? So very, very similar when it comes to money. So I want to talk to you guys about money. Hopefully this show today, you know, brings you something for you to really think about. I want to, you know, if I do a good enough job of trying to explain what I'm intending to explain here to you today, I want to talk to you about money that would be more on a level that, and I want to tackle, you know, how-tos, and I want to tackle specifics and tactics and all these things that a lot of people are like, what's the secret, right? I want to really dig into the actual secret here today when it comes to money. When you understand this, the three of you that will actually get it tonight, there's hundreds of people listening here live, and but man, I pray that 3 of you guys get it tonight. You know, maybe if you watch this repeatedly over and over a couple of times, maybe 5 of you guys will get it. But I don't know who that 5 will be. But I want to talk to you tonight. You know, take this for what it's worth. If you want to change money situation, it's really important that we do, for all of us, right? Why is it important? Dude, let's just tackle this like it is, right? Money is important. Money is important. You know what? Money is neither important or not important. It's a neutral thing, right? But and we all heard about that. You know, I know some really, really rich people that are really super nice. I also know some really, really, really rich people that are super jerks and crazies. You know, I also know some really, really, really poor people that are super nice, and I also know some really, really, really poor people that are really, 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 really big jerks too. You know what I mean? Let's dig in, Nancy. Let's do it, Nancy. Money is important, you know, okay? But I'll tell you this: if we take a look at like, you know, like having money, not having money, dude, everybody's gonna agree that having money is, you know, it's got a lot more upside than not having money, right? Just your relationship is better. I mean, your self-confidence is better, right? Self-esteem improves. You actually become, I really think that you actually do become, even though I can't like prove it scientifically or whatever, but I really believe that you actually do become a better person when you have money. How many of you guys agree with that? How many of you guys think that you actually do become a better person when you have money? Right? Like when you wake up in the morning and you don't have to stress over your bank account, you don't have to stress over how you're going to pay today's electric bill, right? Or put money on food on the table. If you don't have to worry about, you know, how you're going to make your rent payment or whatever else you got going on, you don't have to stress over that. Somehow you become a better husband, a better wife, a better dad, right? A better human being, and somehow, miraculously, you know, when you walk down the street, somebody drops something, you pick them up and you help them. Maybe you open a door for somebody else. I really genuinely think that when you have money, you for most people, unless you're like really big, somebody who's like a really big butt, you know, of a person, maybe that person is not going to be affected by this, but I think for most of us normal people, you know, I think the more money you have, the better person you will become on a more of a macro level, right? It most definitely helps. Money allows you to become more of who you already are. Yeah. So I want to dig. I want to share with you guys some ideas here. Here's what I've been thinking. I read. I read a lot of studies. I look at a lot of different communities about money and stuff like that. So I want to kind of talk to you about the hierarchy of how do you create how do you position yourself, right? This will not guarantee that you will have a lot of money, but this will give you a positioning, a solid positioning to where you can position yourself, okay, to have a lot of money coming in, where you don't have to depend on a lot of the outside circumstances. You know, a lot of people put their fate, their family well-being, their own well-being into the hands of the government, right? White House, Trump, this, Democrats, Republicans, this, you know, a prime minister, that prime minister, whatever country you live in. None of those people will solve your problems. None of those people will solve my problems, right? And especially when we are an entrepreneur, right? When we call ourselves entrepreneurs, it's up to us. You know, we have control. Now, how quickly can you decide to change anything in your life? I'm talking financial, relationship, business. How quickly? Like this, right? 3, 2, 1, go. Like that. Decide, start taking different actions. So I want to talk, you know, give you guys some ideas here. Just gonna rant here a little bit, you know, and let me know in the comments here. I want to have discussion here with you. By the way, if you guys are in the 4%, right? If you guys are in the 4%, watch for we're going to have a really cool announcement coming out tomorrow. And then if you're also a promotional partner with us, Wednesday, do not miss our Wednesday's meeting. It's going to be fire, okay? Little side note. Okay, so I want to talk to you about hierarchy, right? There's a great book. Anybody read the book, the title of it, did it escape me right now? It's by Rabbi Daniel Lapin. Thou Shalt Prosper. Anybody read that book here? Ha, Nancy snapped now. Okay, anybody read that book? If you didn't check out that book, check it out when you have a chance. I read that book a while ago, and I want to reread it again. It's a big one. It's got some heavy stuff in it. But he's talking about how Jewish community, right? They tend to their approach to finances, right? Now there is also some, you know, broke and poor people in that community as well, but for the most part, on a macro level, as you know, as we look at the community, like those people just think differently, right? And so he's talking about, one of the things he's talking in that book about is the whole approach. It's the whole. He says this. He says, don't look for, you know, like he says, like our community, like Jewish people, they don't look for a job. They look for an opportunity to serve, to help somebody, right? So here's what I think, right? I think I want to talk to you guys about this. There's a hierarchy that I promise you, if you start to implement and kind of, you know, take a look at whatever it is that you're doing. Again, my whole intention here for this show is to kind of, you know, give you ideas, drop you, you know, some things that you can think about. I'm speaking to you. I'm talking to you from experience. I'm talking everything that I'm sharing with you, whether it's through, you know, videos like this on, you know, Monday Night Show, or the daily, you know, Vick Daily that we put on a YouTube. Inside 4%, what I teach, everything that I teach comes from personal experience. So I will never ever talk to you about some theory that I just heard and didn't implement or whatever, right? So everything I'm going to share with you tonight stems from things that I have been implementing in my business long enough to see how it affected me personally on the invisible level, and then on the visible level as well. Because a lot of times, you know, almost everybody, you know, they just want to see the visible results, you know, what's going on. So he says, you know, I think there's like I mean, if you guys can see this, right? So check this out. I think we're just gonna write it like this. So level number one, all right, level number one is this foundational level, and I would call it this is your true, okay, true intention. Okay, I think that's how you spell intention. So think about it like this, right? So if we approach whatever I'm going to share with you right now, okay, keep this in context of, I'm talking about like if my end result is how do I build myself $100,000 income? Okay, that can be, let's say it's $100,000 per year. How many of you guys would like to be at $100,000 per year? Okay, $100,000 per year, good. Pearl says, yeah, oh, by the way, I'm loving your daily dose. Okay, Phil is glad that you're liking that. Yeah, I enjoy shooting those videos as well. It's on YouTube. 4%. Okay. Yes, more peace, more authority, and respect. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, good. So check this out. Take these ideas and layer them over, or kind of filter them through this lens of like, okay, how can I get to 100,000 a year? Okay, I really think this is like the point of no return for many entrepreneurs, because that's like, you know, 80. That's almost make it 120,000 a year, right? So make it like 10,000 in a month, $120,000 in a year, doing whatever it is that you're doing. So if you're doing, you know, info product sales, affiliates, marketing. You're selling gadgets, you're selling services, you're selling, you know, gigs, whatever it is that you're doing, you can apply this to anything. Heck, you can apply this to a job. You know, imagine this. Imagine if I would go to an interview, a job interview, right? And instead of going there to a job interview, my true intention, okay, most people are coming to a job interview. Let's just bring this down from entrepreneurial like clouds over here. Let's bring this down to the, you know, to the everyday folks, right, level. And man, how many people go to a job interview and their true intention is give me money, pay me, give me a job, give me a job. See what I'm saying? Give me a job. Like I feel like entitlement. They're looking for something, right? It's always around. They want to get something. Okay. Now, what if you flip that around? What if somebody goes to a job interview and looks for an opportunity, where can I add value to this company? You guys follow? You guys tracking on this? Okay. Where can I add value to this employer? Where could I fit into that community, into that company, into that organization, where I could be valuable? Okay. How can I add value? Do you think that job interview would go differently than if when somebody comes in and they expect that employer to give them something? You see what I'm saying? Completely low. It's the same thing. At the end of the day, the end result is still going to be the same thing, right? It's earning money. So they'll be trading their services, whatever they do, for money, right? But on the invisible world, hopefully we all understand and, you know, can agree that there is an invisible world that we don't see, but it works. See that right there? There's proof, right? There's invisible world. Sowing and reaping, right? What I sow, I reap. I reap more than what I sow, and then I reap a little bit later than when I sow it, right? Natural laws of the universe, right? So if my true intention, before we start talking about anything else that we're gonna start piling onto this right here, right? So if I want to build this, you know, if I want to build this to be my, I don't know, man, I'm just gonna go back to my metaphor of a skyscraper, right? If this was gonna be my skyscraper right here, and it would be like 100-story building or whatever, right? If I want to build that, that would represent my venture, whatever it is that I'm doing, my business, my entrepreneurial venture, right? My job, my career, my whatever it is that I want to do. Okay, if that is the thing, right? Just came back from Miami, and man, I was watching all these skyscrapers going up, and I watched one of these skyscrapers being built. Dude, everybody is looking at the finished product and like, dude, this is so awesome. And they've got the swimming pool kind of like, you know, sticking out from like 50th floor and just like overlooking, you know, to the infinity of the ocean. It's just incredible. The end result, the end product is absolutely breathtaking. It's all glass, it's shiny, it's reflecting, it's beautiful grounds, everything is smelling good, looking good, right? Food is good in that place, and people buy condos over there and pay $40 million, $50 million, right? Well, the owner of that skyscraper, right, had an intention. His intention was, you know what, I'm gonna put this thing up. It will be so attractive. It would attract people, and this is gonna be a place where people could get what they want in the end, right? Now, when I was watching that thing going up, right, another one right next to that beautiful building is being built, a new one, and they just lay the foundation, and they dig deep, man. See what I'm saying? They dig really, really deep. It's ugly. It's super ugly, right? And so I think the core intention, folks, look, us entrepreneurs, if we start to apply this, I think you can change the trajectory of where your business is going, how it's going, how you are communicating, how you're being perceived, everything. But it's gonna have to start on the invisible level, right? So just like when I go to a job interview, and we can all relate to that because I think at one point in time, most of us probably had a job. I had a job for about 2 weeks, you know, back when I was like 14 years old. But here's the thing. When we go with our true intention of being, how can I add value? Okay, now let's elevate ourselves a little bit and about, you know, and kind of inject that or kind of put this level of thinking onto the, you know, into your industry, whatever you're doing, right? If you're selling a book, do we have any book writers here? Ha, Phyllis. What's up, Phyllis? What are you laughing for? Okay. So think it's a completely different way of thinking intentionally, where nobody sees that, but it changes your entire chemistry. It changes your brain. It changes your frequency. It changes the way that you are being perceived on the level that is unexplainable to anybody, including you. You know what I'm talking about? Right? Here's another way to look at it. You know, you go to a restaurant and the server comes to you, and those people are called servers for a reason. Right? My name is George. How can I serve you today? Or I'm going to serve you today. I'm going to be your server today. And if they do a great job serving you, what do? You reward them, right? You reward them in the form of a tip. You give them some money. Let me ask you this. If they served you good, do you have any regrets, any reservations, any stinginess on your part to give them a good tip? If you got an incredible service, if you were served really, really good, world class, okay? No. Why? Because you got served. See what I'm saying? Now imagine if you know, if you had a server and they did not do such a good job. They're just in it for, I don't know, man, I'm just gonna be here, hang out for, you know, my 4-hour shift. I'm working part-time or whatever, and I'll just do my thing. Right? Have you noticed the difference in servers at a restaurant? Like you can be served by 2 different people. For one person, you don't mind giving them $100 tip, right? Or whatever the crazy amount is, right? For whatever you are. And somebody else, you're like, dude, it's a completely different world, you know? Right? Somebody is, you know, somebody that parks your car, maybe. Rains outside. And they park your car and then they run under the umbrella, right? They give you a good service. Why would we think anything different when it comes to business? What if, okay? What if you approached whatever it is that you're doing? When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. I'm taking a look at what we're doing as a company. I'm taking a look at what I'm doing as a person, in business, in family, in the community, for myself, like wherever I'm interacting. Like, what if that becomes your way of being? Like when you go with your heart and your soul is all about how can I add value to this place here, right? How can I become more valuable to this to this community that I'm stepping in to be a part of, or this company, or if I'm an affiliate for something else, how can I truly, genuinely add value? Do you know how many affiliates? A lot of you guys, I assume, is affiliates, right? A lot of you guys are affiliates here. You're selling other people's products. Great. You know what most affiliates are thinking? Just like those employees going to job interview, give me check, right? And that's what they might get, just a check. Will they be satisfied doing what they're doing? No. Will they find true pleasure and reward in that what they're doing? Probably not, right? But those people, do you know somebody that goes to a job and they just freaking love it? Okay? They get inspired working their job. They come home and they feel good about what they did today at a job. You know anybody like that? I do. Right? So think about this kind of stuff. People don't talk about this in our industry. Like, gurus don't talk about this stuff because it seems right now more than ever before, it's just like, dude, How big is your list? How can you slam your list? Email your list 50 times a day, and just like, it's so much just nonsense going on. I go and I look at I'm like, dude, this is like, it's easier to win right now than has ever been before. You guys, the opportunity for you to make it big has never been better. Do you realize that? It's never been better, because most people, your competitors, people that are in our industry, in your industry, I don't care what industry you're in, most people are going to that job interview expecting to get a job. Give me. Whereas the 4%er mentality, right? That's why we call it 4%, man. These guys are the top 4%, they're thinking differently. Okay? This will change your life. This will change your world. The more people you can serve, the more money you will have, because money is a reward for service rendered, period. Entertainers get paid a lot of money, some of them. Why? Right? Because they serve you. They serve me. Right? Have you guys read fiction books? Yeah? If you buy, some of those fiction writers, man, they're selling millions, tens of millions of copies, hundreds of millions of copies. Okay? Do they really add value to people's lives? You can argue about that, but you know what it is? It's entertainment. So they're serving those people through entertainment, movie celebrities, right? Entertainment. And people, when you go to a theater and you buy a ticket, $30, whatever that thing is, right? You don't feel bad about it, right? Because the movie is good, you got served, right? So entrepreneurs, if we think about it the same way, right? Entrepreneurs, when we go out there with this true intention of being of service, not what the marketplace, what can I get, but what can I give, changes your entire perspective. Somehow, you cannot explain it, you cannot even understand it, but somehow it makes you become more magnetic to the right person. You know what I mean? And in return, this kind of a relationship, this intention, this approach, this way of doing business, it charges you. So in reward, money becomes a reward, but also there's an invisible reward that you get, which is that emotional injection of coolness. You're like, dude, this is good. I like this. This feels good. You know what I mean? Okay? So this is, yes, love fiction books. All right, John says, yeah, lots of gurus talk about slamming your list daily with offer after offer. Yeah, right. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Can you guys see where I'm going with this, right? I'm trying to keep it light. I don't want to go into too deep into this kind of thingy. But man, it's just a different way of thinking, just a different way of approaching. But it's got to be your genuine way of just being out there, and like, it's almost like you become. So we got 6 kids, right? Originally, we're from the Ukraine. My wife and I, we have been here for since '96, so like 24 years or something like that, right? And our kids were all born here, right? So we teach them our language. We speak Ukrainian at home, and we want to make sure that they know multiple languages. It's just a good thing for them to do. But I'm telling you, man, like they're in school, and obviously, like, you don't have to teach them English. They think, even though they understand Ukrainian, right? They understand our, they're fluent in Ukrainian and English and Russian. However, their thinking is wired to think in English. You know why? Because that's where they spend majority of the time in, that environment, right? So when they want to say something, they're thinking in English, even though at home it's 100% Ukrainian, 100%, right? But their thinking is in English, and now when they have to communicate, like, Ukrainian, they have to translate that and communicate to the Ukrainian. Same thing with reading everything, right? So the environment that you pay attention and you are part of, the majority of the time, is how you're going to behave, right? So if you are Again, this goes back to the to deliberately filtering out information and where, which channel are you going to go, which route are you going to go. Are you going to go more towards, being like everybody else and just try to scream the loudest, whoever can scream the loudest, right? Whoever gets out there in the more creative way with a better Lamborghini, whatever the thing is, right? And try to get something. It's, I guess it's a way to do it. Most people, it's very difficult for most people to do this kind of thing. You know why? Because it's very difficult to pretend long term. You know what I mean? You guys getting this? But there's another approach right here where you are genuine, you're humble, and you're coming from your true intention. Which way do you think people will respond to you better? Which way do you think, which direction? This one or this one, right? The loud, obnoxious, or humble and genuine and coming from a position of service? Which one do you think will have longevity? Of course this one. It's a no-brainer, right? You will never, ever go wrong going this direction, ever. Okay? Sheila says, I want to be different from the typical. Now, how do we take this thinking and apply it to what we do? Entrepreneurship, right? If you're in real estate, if you're in insurance, if you are brick and mortar, it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're an affiliate marketer, affiliate entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're doing, challenge yourself. Don't even think of it as a challenge, because some people think, well, challenge automatically makes them feel like heavy about this thing, But just like condition yourself, because through repetition, you can change how you approach that thing. And then the more, the repetition of the information, repetition of the same ideas over and over and over again will change the way you think, and it will actually help you rewire yourself. It's doable for anybody. You know what I mean? So layer number one here, right, is your true intention, service. Okay, Apple. Okay, I've got a whole bunch of Apple stuff here. This company serves a lot of people. That's why they're a $1 trillion company. Okay, people that buy Apple products, they feel that these machines and these things actually serve them. Okay, at least that's what they perceive in their head, which to them is true. Bill Gates, one of the richest men in his time, right, in the world, do you think he served a lot of people or not? Absolutely. Amazon, do you think they serve a lot of people? Heck yeah. Right? So if we can figure out how do we go about doing what we're doing, how can you go about doing whatever it is that you're doing with this as being not even your foundation. This is like below the foundation. This is like that first layer of that intention, of that skyscraper when it's being built. They dig a huge deep hole, huge giant hole, right? Before they even pour the foundation. I think this whole service thingy is like the size of your hole in the ground. Does that make sense? Maybe it's a crazy metaphor. You guys getting this? I'm seeing real results with Success Challenge. So cool. Hey, Sheila, kudos to you. I got to have you on the show maybe one of these days. Repetition is mother of all skills. Okay? Does that make sense? So like where most people are talking about like funnels and things like that, and I think it's important, but dude, unless we understand this kind of stuff and approach it, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's always a grind. It's always what's the next in the marketplace, what's the newest, shiniest thing that I can go to, and like it's different. Now then you go to your step number 2 here, right? And this is still like the foundational stuff, I think. And this is the stuff that we talk a lot about in the Success Challenge, in the 4% here, which is your paradigm, right? Paradigm. I learned this from Bob Proctor and his teachings, and this is your way of thinking. This is your operating system. This is your belief system. This is how you interpret the world. This is how you look at, you look at me and you can say I'm white, right? Well, I'm not really white. This board is more of a white than I am, right? See, I'm not that white. Again, it's a perception thing. It's a programming, right? A dark-skinned person, they're not really black. Okay, they're not really black. Like this is black right here. See what I'm saying? Like this is black, But it's cultural conditioning and cultural repetition of how the world is perceived. Same thing when it comes to money. Same thing with like your belief system. And I talk a lot about this, so I don't want to beat that too much here. But do you guys understand this? Do you have any new people here on the show? Like if you're not in the Success Challenge, you're not in the 4%. Do we have anybody like that? Say I if you are. We welcome you anyway. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, we are streaming on YouTube. Okay, let's see if we have anybody here on YouTube. All right, we've got, okay, so we've got 160 people watching on YouTube. If you guys are on YouTube, okay, is this thing looping on YouTube or not? All right, if it's, okay, somebody says it's looping. If you just need to refresh and that's it. Okay, let me come back to the, sorry, you guys can hear me okay, right though? Like we're not looping? Ha, Phyllis says you're 10. A solid and strong foundation is vital if you want to stand out. Okay, to tell anything. Okay, good. Okay, so let me know if we're good. 4% first time on here tonight. Okay, so if you're first time here with us, welcome. We are happy to have you here. Okay, you hear me. Okay, great. If there is anything weird with technology or whatever, just let us know. We'll try to fix it. Okay, if we can. Okay, great. So look, the paradigm. This thing is critically important because, like, okay, I believe I'm destined for greatness, or like I believe that I am this little guy, you know, and little guy need to get a break, you know, and the government needs to give us a break because I'm the little guy. I was the little guy. We came here to this country. My family and I, our parents brought us over here, and we were on welfare, we were on food stamps. I remember that very vividly. I remember going to the, what do you call it, hand-me-down stores, you know, the Goodwill shops, and you know, and shopping there. I remember when we would go to these places where they would, you know, they had these food banks or whatever they call them, right? They were about to throw the food out to the garbage, and instead of throwing that to the garbage, they would just give it to the poor. You know, we would take that food and we would eat that food. I remember those times. Nobody will tell me what it's like to struggle. Nobody here. Okay? In fact, most of you guys are watching here, you had it way better than I had it. Way better. You have it way better than I had it. Okay? So people that are conditioned, this is your operating system. This is your way of, this is how you are wired. Right? I should not be a CEO of a company called 4%. I should not have been making millions of dollars selling other people's products as an affiliate. I should not have been successful. That was not how I was wired initially. But you know why? And it's not because I'm special. I did not graduate college. I'm a college dropout. I barely graduated high school. I did not have enough days in school to graduate. So in my senior year, I had to not take lunch so that I could catch up on the days in school. You know, my GPA was good in high school. I think it was like 3.6 or something like that. But I did not have enough days in school. Like, I am the guy that made so many mistakes in my life. You would make a movie of my life. It would be a really interesting one. I'm telling you, I should not be where I'm at today. It doesn't matter. Your past, what happened, where you grew up, how you grew up, your upbringing, your environment, the people that were telling you can or can't, you know, all these friends and family and people that were trying to pull you down when you were ambitious. None of that stuff matters. You know what matters? What do you want? My friends, what do you want? Okay? Not all had it that easy, Vic. You know, I get you, man. Right? I get you. What I'm saying is that, you guys, we entrepreneurs, all it takes is this. What do you want? You get what you want? You have it clear in your head, in your mind? What do you want? Next question, how do I get it? Okay, how do I get it? I'm telling you the steps. I'm telling you the hierarchy. Okay? So your paradigm, you can change that. And we talk a lot about this inside 4% because the top 4%, they're thinking differently. They're behaving differently. They are wired differently, and you can rewire. If I was wired over here, right? You know, there's different frequencies and stuff like that, right? This is like 100K a month frequency. And if a person is at $1,500 a month, frequency, do you think this person here has the same thoughts and behaviors as this guy over here? Absolutely not, right? So somebody is here. By the way, I've been here, right? That's how I know, right? And so when I was here, when I was this guy right here, I had certain way of thinking. I had certain way that I was looking at the world, and I had certain way that I was responding to what happened. And this is when you see a lot of people griping about, like, oh, who's going to occupy the White House? And they get so fired up. They give so much energy to crap they can't even control, okay? Versus giving energy to their business, to where they want to go, to their future, okay? Most of those guys are over here. Most of them. Most of them. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It's just that they're lacking awareness. They're lacking, a higher perspective, awareness, okay? You guys remember I talked to you about there's 3 levels of money? There's the physical level of money, there's a psychological level of money, and there is almost like a spiritual level of money. You guys remember that? Maybe we'll have to do a show on that one. Okay. Am I making sense? Donna says, I would love to see the movie Vick. Yeah. Okay. So like elevating yourself, and this is doable for anybody. How do you do that? Get yourself in the right environment. That's why, if you guys are going through a success challenge, man, the stuff that we talk about there, right? So what do we talk about? You build a ladder and you get yourself up there. There is no elevator, okay? There is no elevator here, but there is a ladder there. And anybody, I don't care what your background is, folks, listen to me. If you would stand right here, I would look you in the eye right now, just like I'm going to do right now. I'm going to look you in the eye. I'm going to tell you it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It matters this much. Where you grew up, what country you live. If you can hear me right now, if you can listen to this video and watch this video, if you can listen to my voice and you can hear me, that means you have an internet connection. That means you have an ability to connect to the right people. That means that you have what it takes to go from here or even below, right? Maybe you're at 0. I was there. Heck, I was 30 grand below 0. And having 0 money coming in as an income, right? But you need to change in order for you to do what I'm going to talk to you about above here. You need to elevate yourself as a person. This guy right here, the 6 inches, some of you guys have 7 inches between your ears, right? If you have a big head, that stuff inside there needs to change. Money, funnels, traffic sources, none of that stuff matters. It's going to be irrelevant. It's going to be like throwing stuff against the wall and like throwing ball against the wall. It's just going to bounce back. You see what I'm saying? Lottery winners, that's why lottery ticket winners, you give them a whole bunch of money because that person is operating and floating at this level as a person. Their paradigm, they're wired on this level. You give them $1 million. 2 years later or 6 months later, they'll be down to 0 and in debt. How is that possible? It's because of this. Okay? So it's really, really critically important for us to get these things right. This is the right hierarchy. Most gurus don't teach this. You know why there are so many failures in this business? Is because most people want to have microwave results. Can I push this button? What's the magic button that I can push to get to 100,000? And that's why you see people pushing this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, because they're looking for that magic thing. Gonna give them that little boost, that little influx of, a few commissions here and there. And then there is always something else, right? What I'm talking to you right now is building long-term income where you are solid, where the reward that you get monetary is just as good, okay, as the emotional reward that you get long-term. And you are happy, you are looking forward to building this thing, not, doing something and know, in the back of your mind that this is going to be a flash in the pan type, thingy. It's just a temporary gig. Where you are working and you are actually making an impact with what you're doing. Does that make sense? You're actually serving people, not through being, delusional in like thinking that you're serving, but you're really not. How can you truly serve people? That's what I ask myself every single day. How can we truly, okay? All right, Doc says, Vic, you were freezing before in the past, now you're on fire day. Okay, sustainable and long term. Yes, that's right. Does that make sense, everybody, right? You guys tracking with me on this? Okay, so it's really, and this is the paradigm. And again, we spent like almost a month talking about how do you change this. Now let me tell you this, when you change this, okay, to become a guy that's thinking and behaving like a guy that's on this level, money, it has to match up. It has to match up. Not the other way around. You don't get the money and then you become this guy. You become this guy and then money just catches up to you. Now, it takes a little bit of lag. There's a little bit of a lag time for money to catch up. There's a little bit of a delay, okay? Sowing and reaping, right? What you sow, you know, nobody's surprised when they plant corn and corn shows up. Why are we surprised if you plant some garbage, complaining, blaming, entitlement, expectancy, like I want, give me, like you don't really operate by the laws that govern success and money and all that you want. Why are you surprised when you get more crap in your life? Because that's what you've been planting. I'm talking to you like this because I was that guy that was planting crap. Does that make sense, everybody? Right? So we need to start planting the good crop, whatever the thing you want, it's going to catch up with you. Now, when it catches up, right, if you become a $100,000 guy, you'll probably make a lot more than that, okay? Because it tends to snowball. And if you do what we teach here in 4%, multiple streams of income, open up multiple channels that supplement, you know, everything like this thing. If this thing could very well be 500,000, very realistic, okay? Because when we operate with the laws of sowing and reaping, when you sow, you get more than what you sow, right? And then you get it a little bit later. So most people don't understand it, and because they go for these shallow, kind of a small-minded thinking strategies, right? They're constantly looking like, what's the hottest funnel today that I can run? How can I manipulate in my marketing? How can I, you know, how can I do something that's magically, how can I, you know, pull a rabbit out of the hat and make a couple thousand this month? But then next month I have to do the same thing, and then, you know, see what I'm saying? It's craziness, it's nonsense, you know? So you guys, I want to talk to you about things that will be timeless, ideas that will change the direction of your business. If your business is going here and it's leading to not having you, not you having what you want, let's change it. 5 degrees, 10 degrees. Over time, you'll be a completely different destination and you're going to enjoy it a lot more, right? Okay, so it makes sense, right? On paradigm. Success challenge, 4% success challenge, we take a great, that's why we take this business of mind and and actual like how-tos, and we combine them because you cannot separate them. You cannot have just the how-tos without this stuff right here. You can't. It will never work long term. That's why the market statistics of the marketplace, it proves that. Okay. All right. Use more fertilizer on our plants, Nancy. Nancy, I like your comments. Okay, yes, depend on what we plant. Right, so we gotta plant the right thing, right? Now, thing number 3, what do we want, okay? By the way, this right here is your foundation. That's it, okay? This right here is a foundation. How many of you guys are doing affiliate marketing right now? You're selling somebody else's products. My thermostat Vick is set to 100,000 a month, not for 0 a month. Doug, Doug De Silva, love it. Love that. The ground does not care what you plant. It will produce what is planted. That's right. That's right, Ray. Love that, man. It is so true, though. But here's the reality, man. Like most people will hear it. Their conscious mind will go, yeah, I get it, I understand it. But your results is a reflection of what's going on in your subconscious. That's it. Consciously, you can think anything you want. Subconscious dictates what result you have. Right? So if you want to know what's going on in your subconscious, take a look at the results you got. In anything, money, relationships, health, your personal self-esteem, anything. It's what's going on. Dude, people have bad skin sometimes. Bad skin because of the crap that's going on in their subconscious mind. It's crazy, but it's true. It's actually, look it up. There's studies on that. Change the way you think. Change the way that you truly operate your operating system, skin clears up, right? Diseases go away. Now, I'm not gonna dig too deep on that one because I don't want to be accused of curing diseases here, you know, with Vick's methods. But dude, this stuff is more real than anything you see in your visible world. Okay, very critically important. There is no long-term success without understanding these and working with these laws. Okay, now this is the foundational stuff. Now I'm going to talk to you guys, since a lot of you guys are affiliate marketers here. Again, remember this. Everything else we're going to talk about stem from this root right here. This is like the bottom of the barrel, right? This is the nucleus, the initiation of why you exist as an entrepreneur. There's two questions. We talk about this in the Success Challenge. There's two questions you got to address and get very clear on, right? Why do you exist as an entrepreneur? Why do you exist? And then why should anybody care? Okay? And if you're stemming from your true intention, which is I want to serve, I want to help more people, okay? Genuinely, with your heart, with your soul, the reason for my existence, I want to provide, I want to add value. I want to be, like this community, this company that I'm selling for will not be as well off without me. If this is your approach to that, I guarantee you'll be successful. Guarantee it. If your true intention and approach is I genuinely want to bring more value to this company, to this community, to this whatever it is that you're doing, because without me this would not be the same, you will prosper. If you also add these other things, you will become unstoppable. Okay. Now create. Okay. Create a community. Okay. This is a $1 million idea for you. When I got started out, when I started as an affiliate entrepreneur, affiliate marketer, I was promoting other people's products. Didn't create a product, didn't have a big company, didn't have any employees, didn't have any of the major overhead. I just had like an autoresponder. I had I didn't even have a landing page builder at that time because there was no landing page builders. I had to pay somebody to create a landing page, like a coder and designer, and they did it for me. Later on, I had a landing page builder, but I had let's see, what was I paying for? I had a developer create a little membership site for me where I could communicate with my community. But even before that, I had a free teleconferencecall.com service where I would gather my community. And when I would promote other people's products, I would bring people and create a little community as an affiliate entrepreneur. Most people don't do that. I am a huge advocate of affiliate marketing, but you can apply this to anything you're doing. Like if you're selling these phones right here, right? If you want to build a community of gadget enthusiasts, boom. But you know what you need to do? You need to build a community, identify that one thing that you're going to be about, okay? Stemming from here, having the right success paradigm, your conditioning, your programming. It's like a thermostat, right? Is that set to here or is that set to here? Or maybe is that set to here? Critically, like without this kind of thing, and this is why you guys look, if you're watching this, if you have not gone through the Success Challenge, you are missing out big time. Check it out. It will change your life. Your business will change as a result of you changing your life because it will help you go from here to here beyond. Business will just simply follow. Promise you. You know what I mean? It's amazing how that stuff works. But you want to, this is a $1 million tip for you right now. Create a community around an idea that you can initiate and propagate. Not about the product. Okay? Community around an idea. So if you want to be a leader. Do you want to, leaders make more money than followers. You guys agree? Boom, shiki, boom. I was brought up serving by my parents, Phyllis says. Love it. Okay. Give me a shiki boom if you guys understand this. Okay? Shiki boom, bada boom. Okay. Hang on one sec. Let me take a look at. All right. If you're selling your own stuff, Greg Crocker, what's up? Good seeing you here, bro. Sell my own 10,000. It doesn't matter if you're selling $10,000 product or if you're selling a If you're selling a $2 autoresponder, it doesn't matter. This applies to everything. If you're selling real estate, if you're selling insurance, if you're selling pens or gadgets or info products, it doesn't matter. The idea is the same. If you want to make $100,000 or more, you have got to see yourself as a leader. You have to act like leaders act. You have to do what leaders do. Okay? Read, grow, associate. Okay? Don't be cheap on your journey to greatness. Leaders are not that, right? So all the stuff that a lot of people want to be a leader, but they don't do what leaders need to do. Okay? Leaders, CEOs of companies, read 4 to 5 books a month on average on the topic of their specialty, right? 4 to 5 books a month. Average American reads 1 to 2, maybe 3 books a year. They don't even finish them, and they're all fiction. Crap. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. All right, Jackie. See some booms here, okay? Does that make sense, right? So do the things that leaders do. And I'm telling you, think about how can you create a community? How can you identify where you can serve? Okay? Let's say if I'm promoting a company's product, I don't have to create it. Great. Easy peasy. But I do have to become a community-oriented individual. And I have to do whatever I'm doing with an intention of serving. And then on top of that, around that, I have to build a business around doing that. I don't necessarily have to have a product. You don't have to create a product. It's hard to create a product. It's very, very difficult to create a product. Super difficult. It's hard to create a product and then create a demand for it. It's really, really difficult. Okay? It's hard if anybody tells you that you got to do your own thing from the get-go, dude, I would never ever recommend you do that. Because the failure rate, it's almost 100% guaranteed you're going to fail. Almost 100%. But what I do recommend is finding already established company in an industry that's growing, so there's a demand, and a company would have great products that are already in high demand in that industry that's growing. Make sense? So you don't have to create that. What you have to do is come in, think, how can I serve that company? How can I bring value to that company? Okay? Serve the audience that the company is serving, but now I'm thinking strategically, right? Now I'm thinking like, how can I bring this value to this company here so that I can create this solid relationship, okay, get noticed, okay, be of value to the company, like the company would feel the difference if I'm not there. That kind of a value, not somebody who would just be a liability or just somebody in a keg, in a wheel. But I really want to become an important contributor and a member of that community. That's how you rise to the top. That make sense? Like I told you in the beginning, 3 people will get this message today, maybe 5. But I pray for at least 3 people to get this, because you guys can change your entire world in ways you can't even imagine right now. Okay? But then understanding what it is that the company is doing, the product you're selling is not really the thing that should be focused on. But what the product delivers, okay, you create a community around that result, okay, a result that the product delivers. Make sense? Now, for you to create a community, you got to be able to, understanding the company you're working with, go out here, get yourself some basic tools. We talk about this. We teach this kind of stuff, okay? Get yourself an ability to capture the people into your community, because you have no community without you being able to talk to them. There is no community. Facebook is not a community. Does that make sense? YouTube is not necessarily a community because you don't control it. Okay? You want to create a community where you can have control, where you can speak and they would listen to you, where you can create channels of communication and people would actually pay attention. Make sense? For me, early in my days, it was I started out with freeconferencecall.com, an autoresponder, and freeconferencecall.com. The end. And then custom-built landing page where I would send people to. That's it. 3 things, right? Custom-built landing page, freeconferencecall.com, and then my autoresponder. I promote, okay, get people to my autoresponder through my capture page, collect a lead, they go to my autoresponder. I control that. It's not a rocket science, everybody understands that. But then I would start to bridge them over into my community, started to create a community, 3 people would listen. But you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to serve them, man. Okay, this goes back to many, many years ago, 2005, 2006, you know, and 3 people would listen to me. And I would serve them. And I would serve, and then I would make 1 sale, you know, and then 15 people would listen, and then 30 people would listen. And I would serve them. I would survey them, say, hey, what do you need help on? Okay? And I would go out there, whatever they would tell me, I would go out there, get the skill, learn, quickly implement, see if I can get some perspective, some results from this theory, right? Get practical results, boom, deliver to my community. You guys getting this? I'm telling you, like, $1 million idea here. Okay? So community can be, right now, it's really easy. Like right now, you can build a blog, you can build a personal site, you can build, I wouldn't rely on social media communities for you because you don't own it. Okay? Facebook decides to change the algorithm and say, you know what, we're not doing groups anymore. Poof! If they decide that you need to pay to talk to your community, which they already did, how can you reach your community? Right? Make sense? Same thing with YouTube. So what you do is you use these vehicles, you know, to get the attention, but then still bring people into your community. You have to have a community. Okay, your home on the internet, what you're all about. This can be a membership site. Okay, in 4%, we have this project that we have been working on and expanding. It's called eStage, and this is a WordPress based site that you can, you know, pretty much like a template done for you that you can build on. And it's going to continue to evolve, and it's really like whatever I'm teaching you right now, like these things we try to integrate in what we have in developing here in 4%. If you guys are in 4%, obviously we'll see a lot of really just amazing things coming with the 4.0 update that we're working on, millions of dollars investing. It's going to be crazy good, okay? But I'm telling you things that I did, that I started to do long when I was, how I had my first breakthroughs, major breakthroughs. You know, how I went from negative 30 to breaking even, to making my first 2,000, 5,000, 30,000, becoming #1 income earner in that same company I was failing in. Okay, then I'm like, I might be onto something here. So I kept repeating that process, and my income exploded. I was doing this kind of stuff and making my money without, like actually doing it, not teaching it. Make sense? So if you're selling other people's products, I think this is the easiest path to money if you do it right. You know, so build a community around an idea. You need to become an idea person. Entrepreneurs are idea people. You know, we got ideas, you know, 100 ideas every day. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you have to be scattered focused, but you have to become a person of an idea. You got to represent something. Represent an idea. You know, represent whatever. What do you stand for? What is this all about? You know, what are you all about? Whatever it is for you, right? Like I said, it can be markers, it can be phones, gadgets, it can be computers, it can be real estate, lights, info products, like make money, lose weight, whatever the niche that you might be in. Does that make sense, right? Okay. An entrepreneur tends to bite off a little more than he can chew, hoping he will chew it quickly, and hope he will quickly learn how to chew it. I love it. Love it, Ray. Okay. Ray, have a good one. Ray says battery flat, gotta go. Okay. So build a community. And then you know what the step number 4 is on this hierarchy, you guys? Can anybody tell me? What do we got? Okay. You got a community around an idea. The process is simple. It's really, really simple, you guys, okay? This is the basic. You got your landing page, okay? It's not a rocket science. And you got a product. Whatever the product that is that you're selling, okay? So over here, you got to build you. Ink. That's it. To the degree that you can have this, then you can have this. Okay? You can have supplemental products. But everything is stemming from here. Okay? Everything is stemming from there. And then what you do is you feed, okay, whatever your idea is, whatever they opted in for, This product right here promises a particular result that these guys would get, and this is your marketplace right here. Okay, this is the outside market. Get attention, bring them into your world right here. You market to them, you serve them. Okay, serve the community. Serve your community. I'll tell you what you do. Okay, serve your community right here. Here's how you serve them. Very easy, you guys. Super, like a lot of people overcomplicate this thing. Ask them what they want. Ask them. Hey, I want to make more money. You're selling a product that teaches people how to make more money. Okay? How much money do you want to make? You go out there, you become this person. You become this person. If you cannot do this, if you're at this level, do you think you can help anybody get to that? Do you think if you are at this level, do you think you can help anybody get to this level? Not a chance. And you'll be found out. Guarantee you. Okay? Fred says creating unity around your market. Okay? Fred, you become an idea person. Okay? Don't overcomplicate this thing. You don't have to think about, okay, a lot of people freeze up when they hear the word market. My market. What's your market? I don't know. Well, everybody's talking about market, so I guess I'm just going to repeat that fancy saying. That's my market. What do you stand for? What do you represent? Do you believe in what you represent? Are you the product of the product? Do you have results that you can talk about from the thing that you're selling? Did this thing that you're trying to sell, did this thing impact you? Okay? So think about this. Everything is connected here. Your intention, service, right? All right? Service. Help. All right. So if I wanna sell this gadget, okay? If I wanna sell this gadget right here, my computer. If I try to sell this Apple computer, but I operate on Dell, I work on Dell, do you see there's a disconnect? Yeah. Of course. Do you think if I'm selling Apple, but I'm using Dell, do you think I will be intelligent or will be able to intelligently and emotionally connect with these guys right here trying to sell them Apple? Not a chance. If you're selling a product that's talking about how to make money, but you are not the product of the product, you have never gone through that product, you don't even know what's in the product, you're just selling it because of the money, do you think on the emotional level, do you think on this invisible frequency level stuff, which is real, by the way, do you think people will connect with you? Not a chance. No, you have zero moral authority. None. If you are selling products that you do not own and you expect somebody to buy them from you, it's like going to a job interview and saying, you know what, give me a job, pay me. Okay? What I want to do, guys, I'm telling you that if 3 people will get this. Most of you, hundreds of people watching this, listening to this, you guys will not get this. I don't know which 3 people will be. Hope it's you. Okay? This is what people want. What I want to do, okay, true intention, serve. The only way I can serve is when I understand what it is all about. If I'm the product of whatever I'm doing, then equipped with that charge, with that invisible energy, understanding that, you know what, if I have this and I really believe in whatever product I'm selling, because it impacted me, the product helped me, now it is my obligation to help as many people as I possibly can. Do you see the difference? And I go out there and now I'm a force to be reckoned with. Make sense? I'm a force to be reckoned with, because, and on top of these things, when I understand this paradigm stuff, you become unstoppable. Something about you, that it's that bottled something, it's that enthusiasm, it's that it's that inner knowing that what you've got will impact that person because it impacted you and they can feel it. They don't know what is it about you. They can't pick it up on the physical senses. They can't. But they pick it up on the emotional level, on the invisible level that they can't see. And they're like, dude, I don't know what is about this person. I want to do business with them. I want to be around them. I want to buy from them. Because you see what I'm saying? This is how you go about doing that. Okay? All right, makes sense, right, guys? Think about this. When you operate following this hierarchy right here, okay, making $100,000 will become a baseline for you. I promise you. It's not that difficult. It's not like, don't focus on give me, focus on how can I bring, how can I get better. And the way that you add more value is you focus on becoming better. You become better through the products, whatever products you're promoting. Network marketing community, right? We see this in network marketing community, great deal. A lot of people lead with what? Okay, tell me guys, what do people lead with in network marketing companies? Do they lead with a product or do they lead with an opportunity? 90% of them or so lead with opportunity. What's wrong with that picture? Nobody cares about the product. What's the most important thing in the equation? The product, right? If everybody's talking about the opportunity, nobody's even using the product, nobody cares about the product, is that going to be a long-term gig? Absolutely not. Is that a recipe for disaster? Heck yes. Is that why a regulatory agency coming out and shutting companies down left and right? Yes, that's exactly why. Okay? Because affiliates, representatives mess it up for the companies. The company might have good intention, but representatives mess it up. When we start operating with this hierarchy right here, you guys, we will change this industry. This industry will actually become better. It will be respected. I'm talking about this whole online marketing, entrepreneur, like affiliate marketing, network marketing, whatever it is that you're doing. Our people, like we, got to think this way. When we do, people will be making more money. They'll have more happiness, more fulfillment, more money in the bank account, therefore higher self-esteem, become better members of the society, actually sleep well at night knowing that money is a reward for an amazing product that they just sold. And they are the product of the product. They believe in it and they go out there and it's solid gold, dude. There's no, it's not a facade. You know, we've been to this, I know a lot of you guys probably have been if you're from the United States, especially if you have kids, Disney World, you know, and they have these facade houses, these homes. It looks amazing on the outside, right? But you walk through the door, there's nothing inside. It's just a facade. It just looks good. Just a facade. You don't want to be just a facade in your deal. You want to be a solid, real deal. At least that's what I want. I don't know about you. I mean, aren't you sick and tired of like pretending? Aren't you sick and tired of not having enough long term? Always looking for the next grass is greener kind of situation? Okay? You can change. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You can change. And we can do it. You guys, look, that's the show for today. I appreciate you. Think about it. $1 million idea. At the very minimum, $100,000 baseline for you right here. Follow it. Change your life. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. You guys rock. See ya next Monday. Be a 4%. Appreciate you.